down. Far off the site and ready to catch the members headed this way.
I mean, Hayes was saying as well in the interview that we were showing before this as well that, you know, if this team, this iteration of NRG doesn't make semi-finals, he said it would be a bit of a disappointment for them.
Well, they've already started here with a puzzle on the other end. They've picked into a good map for TSM, and TSM already bringing something new with GMD playing Fade. So I'm intrigued to see what this looks like. You also have the battle of the IGLs. TSM on their attack sides have Sabrosa calling from that Viper position. And they're going to go for an A exec. Recon dart up over the top.
Yeah, right into the back there. That's going to clear the back side of the site.
I love those recons because it's like a bounce recon that delays for long enough so that the site anchors, if they were there, would get pressured by a recon at the same time as the drone. There goes Tex.
Yeah, Tex falling early. A bit more of a forward positioning, but now that horse control, you can see the door being opened up. All that Fade utility just being chucked into the fray. Corey just can't see a thing, and now the swings come through. Ethan already collecting 2. And Horse, a little bit of pressure being applied, but again, he just snaps around, he clears it, tries to drop down with the right click, but it's enough. The damage is done. And so I'm capable of cleaning it up here on the retake. NRG starting off strong.
Yeah, great pistol round to start things off. The TSM fans, they've seen pistol losses before, but this
seen many losses before, John.
That's very true. But this iteration,
they were perfectly comfortable to just sit back.
Sabrosa just checking out the architecture, waiting for the recon dart.
It does look odd if you don't know the context of what he's doing. But
the recon instead used in mid there for EU.
Yeah.
No aggression from NRG. They used to with their previous team comps. You know, when they've got Som playing Jet, for example, when we saw them in stage 1, they'd be aggro all over the map.
Yeah, pushing him into these deep positions, making sure to enable him. But it's a different NRG.
It certainly is. And a different composition as well, which should temper some of the aggression, actually, that you see out of Som. Considering they're running the double controller here. New stuff on either side. And an unexpected map pick, I think, for both teams. But TSM are taking this one very slowly, very cautiously. But the flash from Ethan gets some decent information. With 45 seconds left, now the Viper wall going down, they can be fairly confident that this is going to be a B push.
These players... NRG's side, they might be in a bit of trouble here. The dart was sent out early from EU, just against it. They're aware of this push coming through now, but they've contacted all the way through TSM. Ready and waiting, they've already collected one of them. Can they clean up Ethan? Right on the half wall, they do. A couple of opening kills for them, still Som alive, but the trade is just impeccable in terms of the timing. TSM, a dangerous team, with just the sheriffs.
Yeah, and not just the actual aim that got them that, but the call from Sabrosa to contact push all the way through tunnel. And it's left NRG in a 2v3 where Tex doesn't even have great weaponry, only a single shot left in the headhunter, but he already finds his counterpart.
He's just worked his way in and he's managed to dodge that one dart, that one shot that he had left. Collects Sabrosa. Now Rossi, it's a difficult scenario for him still. Gets the one, now it's the 1v1. 54 health, he hears the tap on the spike, just working his way around slowly, but he finds the shots in the end.
With this massive eco advantage to take a look really at what GMD is up to. Utilizing the Fade, you see there the Prowler going through into those normal anchoring positions.
It's interesting, yeah. You gotta remember as well with the Sova nerf, okay.
Look how good the Haunt is as well. The Tex picks one up and might make this one dangerous.
Yeah.
GMD actually throwing his Haunt and making it land on top of the pyramid so that it can see everything around the site.
It does clear everything.
Yeah, really cool idea, actually.
Got a little bit worried with the right clicks popping off, but it's interesting to see as well how some of these teams
adjusting away from their normal comps. Prowler comes through, gets some good information straight off the rip that nobody's pushing elbow. NRG not going for defensive aggression particularly with this new comp, without the Jet. Tex holding this angle, should have an opportunity, misses it slightly, and now Corey's aware. The knives out, backs off.
Yeah, Dog to clear down just middle. I know roughly that they're just loitering around this area. That is TSM holding around a cave.
And it's a bit unusual to see neither team running the KO, which allows Rossi to drone from a much more pushed up position. He can still get fairly decent value out of this nerfed drone because he doesn't have to drone from so far back trying to avoid a 0 point.
Yeah.
Here comes the ult, and classic exec.
Through, yeah, the Hunter's Fury to try and supplement the exec. Right around the corner, Tex is there. He does get the one, but eventually dealt with. And TSM, they've already scaled so deep into the back of this site. The Seekers popped off a little bit prior to that one, but there's no real presence from NRG. No players left alive to capitalize off of it.
It's a beautiful execute that leaves TSM in a 4v2. See if Som and Ethan can get anything done from their positions under bridge. Sabrosa's so pushed up. Holding in the same position that he had a snakebite lineup for, just to put pressure on anybody at yellow. Smoke used so Ethan can pop flash out of it, but doesn't see anyone, and they get mopped up.
Have a Sky just sat there, loitering in main, you know? You can push everybody up very quickly.
Definitely. And you can already see the value of the Haunt. Haunt on top of Pyramid is getting so much value on that A execute. This time around, the Fade again using Prowler to see if there's any kind of elbow push. That allows Corey to get up, and Corey's now got himself in the position he was trying to get to last round.
It's really advanced. Ethan.
This, though, is such an aggressive push against an eco. Remember, TSM are on an anti-eco here. If Corey gets caught by anybody, he's donated them a rifle.
Yeah, it's a bit questionable, isn't it? But he's found one target. Lucky that he didn't take his head off there with the Marshal, because he did spot him first. Activated the dash. Smoke's in play as well. Cloudburst just to cut off the line of sight angle, but he does feel quite isolated. You can tell he's looking around wildly, trying to see what angle that somebody might come through, but it looks like TSM ending now, wanting to try and commit onto this one. The Haunt straight up into the corner, but it gets dealt with easily enough. Ethan removes it, but with the better weapons in hand, TSM can just jump their way into sight by getting that plan down. Oh boy.
Oh, the Seas has already caught onto Som as well. Been grabbed, deafened. What can you do? That's the one non-breakable element of Fate's kit too. Feels awful when you get grabbed by the ankles like that. Terrorizing. NRG, they're left again in a player disadvantage situation with poor weaponry.
Okay.
Sabrosa couldn't see the head of Tex there. Tex with a slightly better angle. Could this one be winnable? The time is ticking though, and it looks like they're just playing exits.
Yeah.
Even with that pick, they weren't incentivized to go for it.
And Hayes is so far away from it as well. They do just want to try and play for these. The Sheriffs, okay, bit of a spot coming through. Som's dealt with easily enough. Hayes needs to at least get a pick or die through the spike to ensure
At some point, they're probably going to follow it, and NRG aren't going to know when that is. But these A execs have been the big piece that's messing them up. The Haunt on top Pyramid is just so difficult for the side anchor to deal with.
Yeah, and this is the big round for NRG. The money in hand. Map's starting to get a little bit out of hand.
GMD just got his ult, and there it goes.
Yeah.
All done.
Nightfall sent straight across into the site with his horse control. Again, they are dealing with it. NRG. See Tex with the operator. Realize the door being opened up. That is an angle that he's able to watch. I'm going to be used just from bridge into the back of it. That is so much utility comboed up with the C's and the shock darts. And Tex just cannot go anywhere.
It's an awesome adjustment, honestly, by NRG. Moving themselves away from the normal anchor positions. They've set themselves up for a 3v3.
Wow.
But GMD, what is that angle? Catches Som. And once more, TSM's utility usage, the way that they push up and play these spots, has just been sublime on A.
Looking real good. Haunt was back online. The 2v3 still possible for NRG, and now they just that more. Ethan, VU, now going to be working their way around, but they don't know where the rest of these players are. Searching for the information, the timing, it's commed. A little tap there and a stick onto it. They've already got half, but 70 swinging through. EU still winnable for him, especially when it's half. The pressure is on. Rossi, he knows this, he has to swing in time! I mean, you could put Som into that position playing the Omen, but...
So much riskier.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. And it was an expensive one, despite the fact that NRG won. They are on the half armor, some of them at least.
And actually, look at Som. We're talking about people getting aggressive. He is way aggressive.
He's pushing all the way
and
around.
Seven's going to hear all of this.
So, he's being pushed from two angles, though. He was so concerned that Seven was going to swing into him, and while all this is going on, the Viper's Pit was laid down. TSM with control of the A site once more.
But TSM are in a 4v4, and they're much more pinched than they've previously been.
Yeah.
No information or player up towards yellow. They're worried about Cave, too, at this point. There could be a flank coming through. This is the best time for NRG to get off one of these retakes.
The retaking with this operator is never ideal. The Tex got still. They're going to start to push play into this one. Hunter's Fury to try and clear across the angle. Swap TPs on top of the pyramid. Gives him such a high ground angle, just perched on top. He's collecting all of it and they're just sticking it. Nothing in play to try and disrupt it. Sabrosa is not even spamming it. Did it even
actually worked against them, in my opinion. Take a look at Tex. Here it did.
Oh my.
Corey holding the angle. Neither of them taking a kill.
No way. He is pushed. This is such an aggressive angle and Corey wins it. Now head to head. Activates the dash as well, anticipating that there might be another swing just from the top side of mid. But look at the minimap. All the players in TSM just rotating all the way out. No way.
Hayes was just going for an info peek over towards mid doors, trying to see if the TSM players had in fact rotated away, and gets punished for it. Worst way possible. TSM 5v3, they've been in control of this game. The scoreline is close, but it really feels like TSM are controlling the tempo, everything here. Sabrosa's IGLing has worked excellently, and their executes look good. Let's see if they can pull out the same level of success here against Ethan.
Yeah. Pre-aims the dart, so Ethan... They know he's at the back of the side. He's got so much to deal with, though. They're chucking so much into the back of it. Flash around the side, but GMD takes the perfect angle as he's pushed all the way through. Still at the arches. The spam. Somno has to back away, and in the 2v5, not much money. It looks like they are just playing for the saves.
All of this is working very nicely. I think NRG need an adjustment. Their retakes have been working well. This bounce recon dart means that there's a drone about to follow up as well, unless the flash can disrupt.
It does slow him down for about a moment. It gives him info as well. So the players, look at NRG on the minimap already. Into tunnel, just pivoting from mid. But TSM are just going to go straight through to the Hunter's Fury again. Supplementing the push, they're just walking all the way in. The counter spam, but that Haunted catches onto Som. And again, good information gain. Still Ethan hiding, weaving in the smoke. Hayes lays down the snake bite. The TSM players is reduced just down to 2. Rossi and 7 plan. They get stuck there, so now can try and hold them off here. Hayes and Tex trying to make the plays work. Slide angle, Hayes will fall and Tex. Yeah.
Just decon and the drone. And there's an ult coming through as well. No matter how good the sight anchoring is, it just looks better for TSM currently. That opening pick could be a game changer.
That's nasty. Som's just going to be swinging through.
First round they've played aggro in mid, already paying dividends.
Yeah. That's because they're on the half buy, essentially. Take a couple of risks, you know, push deep. And now the contact play by TSM, just walking through their own Viper wall. There was no indicator that they could have been making that play happen. Now working their way into this back yellow side still, the position being played, the utility sent straight out. Som is on fire right now. Rifle in hand. Working his way through here. Trailblazer swings off of it, and that's a beautiful round for NRG to get them right back. Properly slowed down, reaching the minute mark in this round.
And this is going to be pressure on Som. Can he come up with the goods here again? Som, Hayes, anchoring A against all of this utility that keeps coming
Here's the
through.
drone. Sends out the paranoia as well, but it doesn't actually catch onto it, so information gained for them. Tagged, has to TP off to the side.
And they're backing up.
That's so much going to be committed by NRG as well. They anticipated this push was just going to be coming all the way through with the Seekers.
The Seekers, they want no piece of it. As soon as Ethan popped his ultimate, they vanished. 30 seconds left. Noise cut for TSM.
30 seconds left.
Will NRG start thinking about a rotate? Not at all, because Tex is covering elbow, and here comes the re-exec. Hopping back in for TSM.
And the Haunt off to the side, but they're just spamming right through the orb. Som, he's low, but he's got his team backing him up.
Spike
The
down
other side of the
A.
site. And it is done and dusted, essentially, in this
10
round.
seconds left.
Honestly, a lot of the prior work that was being done here. Might get a couple of picks. They're lucky, but not enough time to really convert it. Yeah, that's right. No big ultimates in play.
And this is one of the few times where Tex is going to be holding an op angle right here. Drone, recon.
Anything to break this. He just wants to try and timing it, dodging it. The shorter duration. And yeah, reduced information gained. But they've worked their way around here. TSM just contacting once more. Similar to the thrifty round that they went for in the second round of things, and it is the read. Catching one, but eventually the trade, and now swings through. Tex, oh my word, he's rendezvoused right in front of them, and now he's in a bit of a dangerous scenario. Did they even realize he's there? Still, Som is on the site, sends out a paranoia, unsure if it caught.
30 seconds left.
Onto Rossi, who is pushing all the way round into the smoke, just playing within it. But still, last player left standing now, and NRG Clean and clinical Tex.
All of the good stuff. And Tex at the moment putting on a pretty great individual performance to keep his team in it. Corey has found himself into a cheeky position. Just the boldness.
So deep here, yeah, but NRG, a fast play straight into the B side at Dart. Connection. Frozer working his way around the pillar. He needs some backup from the rest of his team. Tries to take the swing, but Ethan wins it out. Now the rest of his team coming through. They're being stopped for the moment by that Viper wall, but now with the utility just sent through, the Haunt is instantly destroyed, but the players are already trying to just run them down with these pistols in hand. Might be able to make some work done. Corey!
What is that?
2 headshots being hit here. GMD so low, but he's found the shot anyway. And this is a wonderful example of a retake there by TSM. I mean, they just commit all the bodies straight into the back of the site, but some honestly amazing individual moments there from Corey as well to just get those 2 hits, just rattling off to the
Looks like we're going to get aggression again. Very different game plans from these teams. On the defense sides.
Doing the calling for them on the defense side. They push all the way up. And 7 obviously
Gun here.
has managed to get the 1 in cave, but just the 1-for-1 traded out.
That's why we call it bold, because it's so easily punishable by somebody. You're opening yourself up to a ton of angles, and Tex so far has really been hitting in this game, in this qualifier. He's been spotted out here, though, by Sabrosa. Still 4 bullets in the Headhunter. Those are 4 potential kills with how he's been playing.
Yeah, and they picked up the Marshall that Corey dropped down in mid. These rounds are so dangerous. But GMT holding such a passive angle. Far back, waiting for the contact play in, anticipating it. With Tex gone there, they are going to be losing a significant amount of firepower in this eco round. No more Headhunter bullets. Little peek though. Nice little re-swing from GMD at the back of it. Shuts down any sort of tomfoolery that might be kicking off.
30 seconds left.
And Ethan's left to pick up the pieces, which he can't quite do.
A retake indeed.
Where does this recon dart go? That one going into
Bounces
mid?
off?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it does.
Goes into mid, sees if there's any kind of push. It gets broken early, which would indicate that Corey might be pushed up aggressively. But Tex doesn't see him this time. And I thought this was going to be a fast B pop, with how many players from NRG were clustered around elbow.
Oh, wow.
But it's a B split that took a while coming.
Yep. Paranoia rips right through the site as well, and it's going to push Sabrosa back. Doesn't want to contend with all of these players just swarming onto the site, and the game plan very clear from TSM to play this retake. NRG now setting it up.
Tex is on the lurk. One of his trademarks just got spotted, or just spotted Corey rather.
Oh my word, the quick reset.
Both of them go for a swing.
Snapped his wrist, man, trying to find that one, and they're just spamming through. Player caught there in mid. Instead of just trying to step up to them, but
We know that Tex is a fabulous aimer, and now that he's actually picked up this position playing chamber for the team, whoa, all of these talents have suddenly come swarming back.
yeah, it's revitalized him, honestly. TP straight into the smoke, into the back of it. Another faster play coming through, and he spots the rendezvous and just a bit of a footstep. So Som, an easy pickup for him. This split right through. Still, Sabrosa does not want to let them get comfortable. Ball's regained.
Yeah, he makes some noise walking down holes there, and Ethan's certainly going to be able to hear that. Some with a smoke. Bit of a wonky one, honestly. Oh, but it allows Ethan to get a jump up.
Just plays inside of it, and a bit of a whip, honestly, from Corey, and that's the Seekers Online, with Ethan collecting that one kill. He
knows that Sabrosa's here. They heard him.
And also, they see the Seeker just working away all the way around, so they know that he was pushing through cave. Only 2 players now up. Rossi and GMD.
It's feeling like a save to
Yeah,
me.
they have
Split
to,
that
man.
sees Som doing a similar push through switch. Like you might see from
Actually,
looking like he wants, oh, rather EU, sorry. Looking like he wants to drone up through mid. They know that Corey's going to be aggressive in some of these rounds. But Corey hasn't even been given one of these rifles. It's still Rossi and GMD that have kept them.
And Rossi's running away with the rifle. And so NRG are going to have a bit of an easier time, I think, getting into this site with the execute. The Trailblazer sent through the smokes as well. They committed the Viper wall a lot earlier. They don't have anything to watch that one side of things. The Prowler splits across. Does find the connection. GMD with the rifle once more, just watching, hiding inside of his own smoke. Damage still being done to them. The Nightfall online. He just sends it, rips it across the trails. He gives him good information, but luckily NRG, they've got the teammates. Now, are you really going to be using that? The Hunter's Fury just cutting across the shots rattled off Corey. Flag timing is impeccable. The support comes in. And half defuse as well, you know, he doesn't lose himself, you know, in a height to try and steal away the defuse. He's like, Rossi, take that, you know, we'll get you all online.
That was an NRG have let one with a massive eco advantage slip through their fingers.
Let's play.
I was talking about them being in control, the momentum being on their side. I give up. This one's going, it's swinging either way. It's seriously anybody's game. Both of these teams are giving it everything.
You just never know which way it's going to go.
NRG swarming around mid. The spike looking like it wants to go towards B main. And Corey's already pushed up. He hasn't gone aggressive like this towards B
This
main
angle
yet.
that he's holding in main, it might be the perfect one to try and catch Hayes, and he's got a spike in his hands. But they're not really making too many movements. You notice there's 3 players of NRG in mid. So,
Yeah,
nothing
they are gonna
hasty,
back it
nothing
up.
hasty, yeah.
This defensive Viper wall as well is a bizarre one. Cuts off tunnel in case NRG want to have a B split. And it also gives Sabrosa a tiny little place, little secret corner to play inside of. NRG is still undecided here. Hayes hasn't made up his mind on which way to go. They look like they might run straight into the operator though of 7. He's just jiggling, seeing if he can get another.
You see there was an idea in play as they were trying to push through. You're just tanking the dark, man!
He overheated.
Get out of there! Still, NRG, they've been given an opening.
It's all falling to pieces right now. NRG, with one opportunity, they grasp it. What on earth did we see there? 7 with a little bit of panic. He brought out his pistol to kill the recon dart, and then his knife to run away. And
Yeah.
now EU on the same position that he was previously holding.
One enemy remaining.
It's a great angle for them, but okay. Back and forth.
Yeah, the beginning of this map felt like it was dominated by really smart executes, good utility usage, solid adaptations.
It can cause some issues.
9-9 we go. Of course, the advantage of running the jet and the chamber in your comps. Corey Sabrosa get blinded. That's not going to stop Corey.
Now pushing all the way deep. Wants to take the risks.
Recon Dart spotted nothing outside cave, so Corey might think that they're hanging outside mid here. But it's just a full B retake setup for TSM right now. Their players on B were supporting Corey's push mid.
Yeah, that's going to be the plan down. Minute 15 into the round. Ample opportunities. Gives pit now to Hayes, so drops that one. Viper's pick going to be making it much more difficult with Tex holding this one angle as well. They need to be so cautious. Here pushing through. I mean,
What
must have
awareness!
just either heard something or just aware. Instinct to try and spot the players out. Rossi wants to try and salvage the operation if he can, but he goes down on top of it. And now with time running so low because the plant going down so early. Okay, Som.
Add it to your TikTok.
Exactly. Get your editor on it.
One enemy
Wants to
remaining.
swing round, another head found.
So TSM with a fairly hefty investment once more. Sabrosa on his own, saving.
I mean, we just need one. We just need one to try and
Yep.
stop the bleeding, but it can easily just snowball into the favor of NRG.
Sabrosa's not in a position here where he wants to commit his Viper's Pit. They've
So
heard
fast.
this. It felt like a mid to A. They bamboozled the
Swing from
defenders.
top nest as well. Corey has to dash away. 7. He's fallen, and yeah, defenders bamboozled, playing right up close and personal.
And it's again another really nice call by Hayes.
Danger. The TSM, Corey goes down.
Fantastic
Traded.
trading off each other too, from Ethan, from Som. Really well played attack round, and that has just smashed TSM's kneecaps. I mean, what are they able to do here for the rest of the map? NRG have kept it solid, kept their economy flowing, even when they've tripped up occasionally.
And yeah, you're not even going to be able to take that going for you.
Knocking through elbow, making sure there's no holes push. They're playing a spread default, and even when they're not, even when they went for that mid to B push in the prior round, it looked and felt like a mid to A before they pivoted. TSM are finding it so difficult to get a good read. And it is GMD calling on their defense, TSM, just as a reminder.
This push now into the site. Drone to clear. Around Paranoia as well, and look at it, just layers upon layers. The dart being sent into the back. Catches onto the two of them, the Hunter's Fury. This is a troubling situation, and they capitalize. NRG getting straight into the thick of things.
One enemy remaining.
And it's clean.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. NRG's attack rounds have just been an example in how fundamentally better this team is compared to Stage 1. Stage 1, this team went 1-4. It's not exactly the same roster. They've added Ethan. They've moved Tex over into a different position. But it's pretty similar. And NRG looks so much better at a level in terms of how they position themselves, how they trade off each other. And I think they've got stability.
We're looking at map point for NRG. And this is some pace injected right into it. The drone comes through. That was the ultimate from Som as well. Just trying to work his way into the spawn, but he was cleared out. The Viper's Pit was used in A main, but that's not going to be useful. Paranoia up close and personal, playing and running into the smoke. What are you doing sticking that one? Hayes expecting his teammates. They might be able to find coverage. The TSM holding on.
What a bold push. Just straight into the Omen smoke.
So much faster. The spike is what you need to do.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, you've got to take...
It's the same concept of, a jet cloud burst trying to, break the crossfires. You see, the evolution of that was the defending players moving into it. Yeah. So it's the same thing.
It is similar.
TSM would love to just get away with not losing any more players here because the money situation is not looking good, bruv.
Yeah, 3 rifles minimum here. The more damage that you can do, the better he sets up his team for an easy final round. He certainly spotted Corey. Dips out the way of this recon dart. Might give them bad information. May set him up to be able to get a pick.
Hold on.
Someone
all looking the wrong way.
They're so confident that recon dart got good info.
Swing round. Rossi's good for it. Okay.
Seven's going to be opening from B, the only player there. Looks like the spike might be headed in that direction, but NRG have been good at mixing up a couple of fast hits, some slow hits. So even though they're fairly heavily grouped on a B-sided default, they're going to creep this one up.
Such a deep horse push here. And now, while they hear the Seekers
it's a fake.
Played, it is
it's
a bit of a bait and switch, though. They are just watching. Corey tries to, rotate, I suppose. Wrap it off of it. It's just out the kill. They pulled out the ultimate.
It's all down to Sabrosa. He manages to take one with him.
Oh,
GMT gets another.
Running through this one, man. Nightfall going to be sent packing across this side. Tex is so blind. He does not know what is going on right now, and the players are split across all of it.
Sabrosa's managed
on the positioning.
Wheedle his way out as well.
Tex moving forward, playing inside the smoke, but he gets cleared out. Anyway, Spike is dropped down, but it's the 1v4. Hazed. Such a tricky position to play from. 15 bullets left. The double swing is there. He just can't quite connect the shots. And TSM.
Wow, what a recovery of that round.
Oh my God.
I think Hayes called a phenomenal idea there with the fake B push that collapses back through elbow into a mid to A. They caught X upping on attack here as well.
Cover going out.
Looking like he wants to get pushed up in mid, taking an angle over towards double doors. It's where Corey's occasionally been playing.
How is this map going to end?
It's another slow beginning to the round from NRG. They feel things out. Recon dart. They're looking for Corey, essentially. All of these early round plays are just to identify where the chaotic element from TSM is.
Yeah.
And this time, Corey's perched up in that spot on B, hoping to get smoked off again. Oh, Seven,
this angle. That angle is impeccable. Watches it as well for the contact tunnel push, which has been happening time and time again. Trailblazer connects with the stun, but NRG, they want nothing to do with that side of the map. With Som lurking so deep into halls here, they have to be aware of it, and it looks like Rossi is. They know that they've been giving up so much space here. The possibility of the lurk coming through.
Som, in theory, could TP past this sightline. I mean, he has a Shrouded Step available. It's whether or not he thinks about it, wants to give away the sound cue. Oh, and he's patient enough to be able to pick up Rossi, the player that was waiting for him.
Is that the opening they were looking for? It pulls out the horn from GMD to try and push away anything, but now time is running low. 27 seconds remaining. TSM holding it still. For now, Hayes moving forwards, the leader for this team.
He's woken up.
The Viper's Pit to split across the one side of things.
Som going for a really aggressive push here with double doors.
No, works his way around. 7 connects it. It's a 2v2.
He's given up the advantage.
Yeah, the rifles are in play. Corey and 7 desperate to try and keep this one going. This map into OT, working together now Moving around the side, EU, he's got the angle, he spots one of them, tries to go for the re-swing. This is really dangerous, and now the pit, it's gone down. Cloudburst to try and cut across the angle, both the players playing in main, just spamming, one of them sticking, just trying to commit to this one, just being held down, the patience is there, but EU, they get it! For the lineups, he's playing for, you know.
Yeah, Hayes
trying
playing
to push
for the
them
lineups,
up.
yeah.
Sorry, yes, Hayes.
Okay, sides being flipped, TSM back on their attack half. And we've already got aggression from Tex. He was doing this a little bit in the latter half of their defense rounds.
No way. The drone doesn't clear the one side of things. Would it be the swing in time? Yes. Not enough to work with, but the swing again! Ethan just supplements the aggression. They do not anticipate that he was playing there alone.
And that is what we're talking about when we say fundamentals for Ethan. Playing off the back of Tex completely, bailing him out when Tex just stayed for a tad too long. And they're in a 4v2. GND and Sabrosa trying to play. They did such a good job of getting this half back, getting to OT. What can they do here?
They have to try and play aggressively, but that paranoia, it's amazing work. GMD left alone.
And it's all too easy.
Yeah. In the snake bite to try and push him out of the way of it.
And that's a little piece of aggression. The kind of adaptations that NRG had made towards the second half of that defense.
Improvisation as well when it gets to this point in a map.
Course.
Like, at this point, the teams are trying to play off of each other's reads. The playbook has been expended.
And this is something different as well. Rossi playing with 7 up by Nest. I don't think they're going to expect 7 to be here after it's just been droned.
Tom is pushed all the way through.
Once the smoke dissipates, 7 will have an opportunity.
If he's back away, but he's holding that one ankle, hits the shot. Som taken down in mid. Remove the haunt as well. They know that there's still NRG players lurking around the bottom section of it. Do they want to just try and capitalize? They do. They're trying to run and split through A, but the players in A main are just not quite ready for it, but they're being pushed away for the time being. There's the C's. Sent again flying. Ethan wants to lead them in, though. 2 picks. Sabrosa and GMD falling. Maybe finding another one, but just overextending ever so slightly. Rossi, quick tap.
But the spike is not in a good spot. They're trying to retrieve it.
They have to.
NRG had to go for the spike here. It's still down. And
No way.
what am I
Rossi. Just ulting in the middle of it, but Corey collects it.
Read for TSM and come up with a game plan
Absolutely,
on the fly.
yeah,
So
they can't exactly
they can't make the run all the way back through
all the way
cave.
back around. They lose the timing that they found.
Now NRG are going for a bit of a stack over on A. TSM's early round utility getting red here, and TSM are going for the call. Things must get chaotic in the TSM camp when they're swapping IGLs in OT every round. Sabrosa's got a read here that they have a timing to enter B. And he's right. There are 4 players for NRG's defense over by A, by Halls. It's only Ethan. We saw this a ton of times in the first half where it would just be Ethan trying, maybe with a single smoke from Som, to hold things down on the B site. He's going to be asked to do it once again.
Yeah. Not a lot of information really happening for them. Okay, now you see with the utility just coming through. A ton of the players at TSM, though, they're just working their way into mid. It's just the drone through main, the tag, and now they're going to be splitting into it. Cloudburst dash straight through, but Som is already there, ready and waiting. A quick reset, he finds 2. Is it enough for Ethan to really do any sort of damage from the back of the side? Still EU. He's found his mark, maybe. Display transfer, shock dart in play. He knows he tagged up somebody. Sabrosa survives, 22 health. Has to get that spike down, and he does. Now the ult. Viper's Pit. Scatters it across. Another shock dart just misses.
He's so incredibly weak. Hayes still has a snake bite. It is possible that he could just get the kill straight away with that, or any part of spam.
And just spamming as well. The player advantage is massive here for this retake for NRG. Inside the pit, though, Hayes tries to correct the aim as well. Swing out on the back, NRG. Find the 2 players that they needed, and
They take advantage again.
oh my goodness.
NRG's
Opportunities across the map.
yeah, and trying to go for a lot of splits with mid control.
Well, that is a great drone. Copious amounts of information gained. The Trailblazer just chasing down Rossi.
The problem with that is, NRG are pretty happy just going back into a default. It has allowed 7, though, to post up in this angle, and he's getting a ton of information for them. So yeah, that drone really does pay dividends. With 7 pushed up aggressively here, there are 3 players ready to defend B.
TSM. The setup comes through. The Prowler. Will that spot anybody? Yes. Information gained. Players leaning in that elbow area. And here comes once more to be split. NRG A very familiar move here. The Haunt goes down almost immediately. Rossi just swings round, but it's being covered. Players are there, and now there's a bit of danger. The dart was not taken care of. Corey was lit up, and Wallbang taken out. Only 3 players left remaining. This could be it. The map for NRG, they'd love it. Ethan, so snappy. It's all up to Sabrosa, and the trade is finally there. They close out the map, their map pick.
And their composition previously, they had tons of ways that GMD was getting value out of Breach. The stuns were setting up for nades, all sorts of little combos within their kit. And now they've given up on some of those.
Oh,
look at this push already from Tex.
He doesn't want to overstep himself, but he would have just caught Rossi, who was trying to line up one of it, but see some of this utility. The nade is going to be used. Sees in hand as well, waiting for the right timing for it. There we go. It's caught onto so many players.
Oh, no.
They just can't get out of there, man. Just hopping around. Tevin to the side of things, trying to clear it through. Shut down once more. Paint shells are back online as well for Soms. Found another one of those. Trying to rattle off the headhunter shots. Tex just trying to capitalize again.
Spike down.
Just 1 player left standing now. Only Sabrosa in main. Great response from NRG. Into those big executes. Coming to try and get those wholesale hits onto the sites, especially on Ascent, on their attack side. And now all those tools we just mentioned, all those pieces of utility, very good at slowing down the advantages that TSM love to hunt for.
One of the really good synergies that NRG have that isn't really present for TSM is a flash haunt. So you'll see it all the time. People comboing recon dart with flashes so that you can't break it, so it still gets off a pulse. You light people up, scanning them. So on TSM side, they don't really have a flash that they can combo with this haunt because they've given up the breach for it. Of course, GMT was still getting great value out of the haunt on Breeze, but I think there's just more opportunities here for Ethan to set up for really good scans for EU. We've already seen the value of that seized.
One way just fades away, EU. That's up the lineup, catches onto so many players. Paint shells off onto the back, but the gun's just far too much to overcome here.
What a fantastic haunt. So the kind of area where you're going to be looking if you're TSM. Those are the kind of things that you really have to build into your game as you attack. Oh, are they going to haunt? Those are the kind of adaptations that TSM are going to have to get used to.
Yeah, I mean, teams at the moment, they've been playing with Sova for so long. They already struggle with the dart.
Yeah.
Just to deal with that alone. Now you've got this piece of utility that's going to be spotting all of you. But here we go, a buy round for TSM. I mean, round already underway. Making sure they did some early work to try and clear through B main. EU gets rid of that boom bot.
They should have a decent timing here as Hayes one way starts to fall and TSM have a main control.
Yeah.
Hayes just gets another smoke online, is able to deploy it in the same position. What utility do TSM really have here to get through this?
They've used so much already.
Yeah.
Rossi does have a drone.
Yeah, but he's not with them.
Yeah,
Catwalk.
Be able to apply something, just pulling it away. Sees as well, just locking them all up. The paranoia.
No way.
No way does he get that. Still TSM, the players left standing. They're able to support them.
Wow.
You falling, 7 collecting that one.
Really felt like it should have been NRG's there as they just came through. The only piece of utility we used to take Catwalk control.
No
what
way.
am I watching? Rossi with the perfect lineup. Headshot Som takes down Tex. Yeah, the only piece of utility they used to take cat control, or tree control rather, was...
See it. What is he going to be doing? Is he going to throw something?
Yeah. I mean, you normally, whenever we're casting, you normally have such a good read on what these teams are going to do. You've seen it all in matches before. You recognize the patterns.
Yeah.
But here, both of these teams are taking us into the brand new territory.
B main control taken for TSM. 7 just working his way through. There was an early boom bot that was used by Som just to ensure that nobody could take an early angle there.
And Corey used his over on the A side of the map. Really nice re-clear of A main right now, actually, from NRG. Ethan Hayes clearing that area out.
And as TSM hit, it could just be brutalized by this angle that Tex is taking. They are not going to anticipate that. Up onto the high ground. Sent through all of the utility as well. They've expended a lot in their kits just to try and get through here. Killing a trademark, but still the angle being held by Tex. And that haunt is lit up everyone once more. They know the players are out and about, just weaving around into the smokes to seize off onto the side. Tex is being pressured, but only Rossi left alive. Skipping a hop. Still healthy, but the players are swarming, ready and waiting. And EU
TSM to be going for an execute. And we said it on Breeze. TSM looked very exec heavy. And that's going to hurt them here into NRG's comp.
Throwing up the top, Tex spotted. He is holding that angle. Okay. Minerals on him. Has to rendezvous to the back, top mid. Still the C's in hand. That's EU just holding it, waiting for some sort of play. It's the C's into the nade. They hop forwards though. Activated maybe the C's just a little bit too late, so they could just hop and avoid it, but they have taken a lot of damage.
Oh, that shot was close to hitting.
This could be dangerous for NRG if TSM get into this one. Now they don't have good guns. They're just pushing all the way into the spawn. Tex, he does return it, but shots being found still. To the back of the side, bit of run and gun in play. EU knows he doesn't want to contest with that, but the flash timing over the top, I believe, from Ethan. Slowed us down to try and pull out all of this utility that NRG are using. Look at this play.
Well, there's the A main aggression that you were talking about, Bren. The lineup for the Haunt in. They cleared Gelato. There's nobody there. Now they're looking back towards Cat. In reality, though, TSM were just chilling at top mid.
Right. And honestly, I think this could bode well for them. As I was saying just before we saw that play happening, a bit of a slower round would be good just to ensure that NRG don't have as much to work with to try and slow down the big exit speed to TSM. Prowler, that's going to spot the one. 7 just wants to lead the charge, and Fragment Nade does split them up. It's only 7 pushing all the way deep. Tries to go for the spray transfer, but traded eventually. Som back into it. Thinks that there might be the rest of his teammates just following up loosely behind him. With the Cosmic Divide now splitting up the site, gives TSM a bit more of an easier entry.
He's looking there to see if he can use his blast pack to disrupt some kind of plan. Som's not going to expect the players up a generator. In the meantime, Rossi finds a pick on the lurk. Takes down Hazed. Leaves NRG in a 2v4.
Yeah.
TSM able to find the kills that they need. Not on the site exec. Actually being able to just come through tree and push those players away.
Comes down a little bit earlier.
NRG is still going to go for this.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a ton of money to work with, but Corey's just holding a slight angle. No bullets remaining. Whip out the classic and go for it. Yeah, why not?
It's not like that.
You want to play?
You can push your own if you like. Good zoning ability. NRG are trying to take advantage of the fact that TSM have been playing passive mid. Hopping in there. They do manage to find the first kill. GMD was swinging to try and punish.
Yeah. You was supporting him. Right behind him. And honestly, NRG for now, looking at the ultimates they've got, Tex just trying to hold down the one line side angle. 7 also has that tour de force, so just watching it. But EU does have that Nightfall still. It's hard to get this mid control when Tex is holding that shallow angle watching market.
It is, definitely. They've closed the door now as well. But so many of these NRG players are just holding with utility in their hands. Yeah. I mean, Ethan, a prime example right there. They're waiting for some kind of indication. If TSM pulls some contact into their game, they could have a lot of success. There goes Corey, like a bunny rabbit into tree.
Evan now moving through to swing. Corey, lovely shot. Tex removed. They still have the hard job of trying to clear out this side, and Ethan dropped away into the corner, but there we go! Hayes hiding, waiting in hell. Quick little spray transfer and buys enough time for the rest of his team to come swinging. Lovely fundamentals on display.
Playing off their utility. This is going to be aggressive though. Nightfall, Paranoia.
Really quick play, and the flash into the showstopper. Want to try and push them back, and the players are playing deep into their own spawn with the paint shells. It's cut them up. A counter showstopper in play. Corey, he lets it rip, but there's a smoke in the way. They really can't play this. Someone get this boom bomb off him. It's like, it's chasing me, guys. It's chasing me. Turn around, shoot it. For goodness sake.
What a piece of aggression from NRG. They have completely taken the tempo of this round. They've just burnt 30 seconds and 2 players away from TSM.
And almost every single piece of utility at their disposal. I mean,
yeah.
2 stars left. Corey's got nothing left to work with.
Yeah, GMD's got a seize. I mean, good luck. good luck piecing together a round off this.
It's hard.
But this could be an opportunity, actually, for TSM to test out contacting in. The player disadvantage. No, they just go for it, but Corey hits the shot.
Yeah, 9 health.
They need more of that.
He is low. Hayes could work the miracles here.
It's found him.
It locks him into the corner.
They know he's there.
And they're aware they have to be, because the trail coming through. Lovely spacing.
30 seconds left.
GMD really feels like he has to make a play in this post plan.
I mean, he's so weak.
2v3. You have the Nightfall to work with. GMD's managed to get that online.
Not really in a position to push though. I mean, well, Sabrosa is playing on top of lane.
Honestly, if GMD's able to get one, this could be completely alive.
Enemy remaining.
But he gets picked. Ethan on top of it.
They know where Sabrosa is. They tagged him straight through the wall. Star there. Fragment. Everything being used. Can't hear a thing.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal. And NRG with another effective retake. But the early round aggression with Nightfall.
TSM are now a bit of a half buy here. Boombot for the Boombot. That's exchanged. A nade. Sent deep. And TSM get something here with the Prowler. Corey. There's a paint shell. Bouncing straight off the back of it again. A lot being disposed of here. This is really quite risky because now they've given up one of the rifles.
Oh, what an insane jump peak Sheriff headshot from GMD. Sabrosa gets another.
They're getting more.
They've managed to pick up some rifles from this too.
Yep.
Face your
Guns
fear.
trading hands. Nightfall of their own. Now that's going to be sent straight across.
What a peak.
Into tree. But Tex, yeah, the peak timing on that one does collect it onto Sabrosa. Just 2 players now standing for TSM. They do have the spike down. Bit of an advantage for them. Ethan, meanwhile, the null command was popped off. Fragment.
Wow, you need exact line of sight for the fragment to do damage.
They're going to assume it's cleared. Is it going to be enough though? The swing is there. Tex covers it.
There was a headshot involved there too, but Tex is just too good. He opened it up. Entries. Or not entries, but gets the first kill of the round and closes it out with the last kill of the round as well. Tex is probably going out. And
yeah.
Oh my word, what a mistake that would have been.
Right.
If the community controlled rosters. Turns out there are, you know.
I mean, if they had that choice, I think Woodall would still be on TSM and he probably wouldn't be playing in the groups. So I don't know. We'll
there are many more complexities than just being a good player or putting up good stats for a single stage. Take a look at this one. TSM got into a position where they knew there were players over by Cat trying to get value out of the Sobro. Doesn't get too much.
Sees.
On EU again with such fantastic ability usage here. Slows down the push and allows time for the rotate.
So they're just trying to take care of this. Sam on top of the generator. Whipping around Sabrosa with 2. 3v3. You still this slight angle. Knows that Corey didn't cross. In fact, he took a ton of damage in the process.
Oh, I mean, these NRG players are going to love that Cosmic Divide that just lets them walk in. You know there's somebody a generator.
Oh, no way.
Sabrosa with a little jiggle, just trying to get some information. Is anybody there?
So difficult for them to try and play this one, especially with this angle being held down. Up the top. The haunt. Tap, tap in play. Just a little jiggle. 2v1, Ethan on 4 health. So difficult for him to try and win this touch out. TSM, yeah.
To make this winnable. And a reminder that this is their map pick. I thought coming into this that TSM actually had a good map pool in this match. Playing Breeze, playing Ascent.
Like it.
NRG pushing down mid. Roll them. GMD and Sabrosa, they've conditioned them to play passively in mid all of these rounds.
They just alternate it. They flip it up.
Yeah, it's just sometimes there's aggression, sometimes they're playing heavy utility-based site anchoring. So difficult for TSM to get a read, and they're getting rolled.
Yeah, it's hard, man. Hard to get a grasp. And now again, it feels like so many of these rounds not come down to it, but as the drone is heard, that's again the fragment in play. You have to just wait it out. There's still 50 seconds left, but they still want to commit into it. Ethan with the perfect angle being held, a quick little pop flash.
Spike down.
Guess what? Yeah, the rest of his team, they already know, they're already here. Satchel shifts it, creates a favorable fight for Corey. So just Corey, GMD, get work done. How'd you do it? Pull, Tex. That is how you do it. The pull and the Prowler, as soon as he knows that's in play, the confidence to just swing that one and take him out. But instantly, you see, the one-way setup, he's putting that in play, making sure that he can stunt any sort of push. In fact, even going to be committing the ultimate for a bit of information.
Sabrosa's retrieved the operator, so this now makes TSM's buy so much more deadly. Tex has had a couple of moments where he's overstayed his welcome.
Pushed in mid. 7. Holding the angle. No way is this being cleared. The timing, that is so unfortunate. And they've ran straight into him.
Brutal. And the ult as well that Ethan gets online, able to pop it up. All of these players are contained in Gelato. Fantastic awareness from Ethan not to overface.
In the top of it, GMD, the headshot, but a swing. Corey was covering that one. It's 2v2.
And Ethan's just waiting for them to push into spawn. He did hear a footstep.
Yeah.
He knows that Corey's somewhere around Catwalk. He'll be feeding that information over to Som. Full health, rifle, one away from an ult.
Rossi.
30 seconds
Oh no.
left.
Raider just sees it. The damage was definitely done. 3 HP, Corey. Will he clear this corner? Yes, he will.
And that's the major threat dealt with. They already know where Ethan is.
Yeah. 17 seconds left in the round, but Rossi should be able to get that plant down. He is very low.
And what a chaotic, scrappy situation. Can Ethan spam? No. Oh, he can!
Just about catches that.
Rossi just opening himself up to the Radianite box instead of the bricks. And this comes down to a 1v1. Corey with a showstopper. How can Ethan win this?
It's so hard for him. Showstopper, the satchel, only one in play, but it is immaculate in terms of the...
Whoop. The knife suppresses GMD. He's not able to go for the horn into A main. Som's taking a ton of damage here as well. Presumably a headshot that came through from Rossi in mid, something like that.
Yeah, somewhere along those lines, I think. TSM vital to get off to a good start. Playing pretty far back so far. I mean, it was an early exchange as well of bullets. Utility, but they are kind of deep in spawn right now, playing all the way back. I think the ping's making them... Well, they are just in general quite aware of this mid push. I mean, that spam through the wall. 1 HP for Som.
Right here.
And it looks like TSM are getting a read on where this push is going to come through. So, the nade is doing a great job of pushing them away from players, from positions rather, where they can get value. Is Som really 1 health going to be able to turn this round around?
No way, man. Quick 2-tap with the classic. Corey has fallen. NRG, I mean, they just walk in. The plant is down. The post-plant positioning as well is so good for them with the classic. The swing from GMD is there. He gets the trade. Horn drop down. Players, though, quite low. Still could be winnable, but... And they couldn't even set up the angle to put in the recon dart to try and push them away. There's the players holding close. See you later right over the head. And the teammates just come barreling through. The slow, a little bit late. You just holding the one angle with the horn gone on top of it. And Teg's just, okay, doing Teg's things. Just making sure that mid is contained, making it really difficult.
Oh, man. The aim is just so clean, so consistent.
Yeah, he's playing with so much confidence.
It absolutely is. Another player that I want to highlight for NRG as well is Ethan. It's mostly because a lot of fracture's been played so far in NA. Whoa, NRG are quick on this one.
Yeah, they're trying to go particularly fast, but I mean, TSM still, with this competition, you have to respect the fact that they have the pulls, the Astra Stars, all that. The slower your push and attempts down. Lose some early. Tex, okay, spots that.
Just putting a little bit of pressure there on Catwalk, draining GMD of utility. And now when they go for the A re-hit, no Haunt available, no Prowler. I mean, assuming they find the timing before.
Yeah, within the next 30 seconds, roughly.
Yeah. Rossi's now going to use a recon dart to clear out towers. Now would be a good timing to go for NRG.
Yep. He's going to send this. It's going to land on top of this wall, and it should light up a lot of the site. There we go. A bit of a running start for it.
Oh, it's on Jenny.
Down on top of Jenny, but they still just spam it through. Able to get the one. Players low though, and now Texas found the perfect timing. Just walks his way up through tree. 2 players. NRG standing, trying to get this plant down. A bit of run and gun in play. Ethan picks out his target. They get this spike down as well. The door closed. Opportunities, but already TSM are making sure that they can play this fast. Into heaven, making sure that NRG can't set up, and Texas left. He TP's back into main, a bit of a jiggle peek. Just needs to ensure that they're not on it, but the dart pushes him away, and the spam. Yeah, what are you going to do against the Odin spam?
You can't do anything about that. A great try for NRG on their bonus. They've made it very expensive for TSM.
But slow take of mid for NRG. They dodged the Prowler. No information gained off of that. I'm walking into this mid smoke. What's the play here? Bit of a double swing, maybe?
Seven's going to be holding the line. He has a trademark there, too. As soon as the smoke dissipated, He got some info, spaded him into a peak.
Okay.
Oh, and look at where that was set up. He had his rendezvous where he could still see anybody coming through mid.
He almost died there to the spam. The judge in close quarters here. Corey just playing at low. Now the boombot to send it straight through, and the swings. Lovely stuff. Not expecting that.
Spike down, B. One enemy remaining.
And thus far, Corey, Rossi, they are putting in work.
Good round for TSM.
That is a mock NRG down, go to map 3. And yet, brutal for Tex. These are the kind of games sometimes when you look back on it with the advantage of hindsight a month later, these are sometimes the games that define whether or not a team makes its playoffs.
You know, it's a 5-week group stage, so certainly seen it. I mean, NRG came off the back of, in stage 1,
some really close losses.
very close losses. Very close losses.
And if even a couple of those had gone the other way early on in the group
might have made
stage,
playoffs.
yeah, maybe they make it.
So these
Neither of
early-
these teams want to be in that position.
Yeah, these early matches in these week 1 matches, so important.
One less.
Looking pretty simple here for TSM to clean this up.
It's a weaker buy, so
Spike down mid.
contact plays, risks being taken by NRG as they were hunting for a pick or two, but it's going to be that 3-1 for TSM. Now looking forwards, just trying to mount that comeback and keep it even in this map here.
TSM are getting close to a lot of major ults that could start cycling.
The Nightfall springs to
30
mind.
seconds
Yeah, Nightfall.
left.
Some combo potential.
They're only one away from their Hunter's Fury. No gelato aggression happening here for TSM. Comboing a Seize with a nade, with some spam. Really trying to put the hurt on NRG if they take B main control.
But none of them are playing there, really.
No, but TSM are just altering it, going from one side of the map to the other, seeing if they can catch anybody off. Recon dart used again. They are very confident there is nobody in B main currently.
Spam EU down to 30 health, 7. Almost caught him there.
This looks like it's going to be another mid exploration for NRG.
Yeah.
This one went very horribly wrong last time.
Honestly, probably just hunting as well for the trademark. Having some way to obfuscate which area they are hitting. That arming up, I believe, the Nightfall, waiting possibly off of the trademark's own trigger, but I don't think anybody's going to be there to play off of it.
Yeah, I mean, if he did use his ultimate there, it would just be as a deterrent.
Yeah, just to slow things down.
There are 40 seconds left. Nightfall comes in one way and the other.
Yeah, traded the ultimates. No command also going to be used, but
A little slow from
they can
Ethan.
push this through. Yeah, but look at it. It swings them, and they know that the players are going to be in an unfavorable angle. Drop down to the floor. Will they be able to get a res off? It looks likely. Probably too much of a punish and play, and they're just swinging into the back of the side. Rossi, there's not much you can really do there, especially when the first shot comes off and the slow feels there. They've given up on bringing Ethan back up alive. Okay.
Poor Ethan, he got abandoned.
Yeah.
But Som instead pushed the backside to try and help Tex, who needed none of it, frankly. I mean, Tex with his ultimate. Tour de force. Able to pick off player after player.
Positions. I mean, look at it. It's
How do you
much
beat harder for them to play that playstyle?
Yeah, there's no trap play available.
There's a Seize and Nade again in tiles.
They're using it in tiles, but none of the players are sitting there. But they have the confidence anyway. 7 swings right around the corner. Nice little kill down to EU. Some desperate to get on top of the box. Not likely, son.
Unfortunate scenes. And NRG have lost the player. And now exploring back towards Cat. Think they should have the information that Corey was playing around here prior. Smoke to push him away. Oh, Corey's head should be
On
on
top
top.
of the box, Showstopper popped off, and that is a reactive play. Catches Ethan as he almost caught the timing through. Now, it's a bit of a counterplay with a Showstopper in hand. Runs right around the side. Som actually ended up going down.
How on earth did GMD get the kill on Som there? That should have been a guaranteed pick for Som.
Sure at all. He should have been able to see him. Rossi also committing that Hunter's Fury, and he does get the tags. And they know that Tex is deep into the site. Just watching the angle. Tour de force swings round. That's it. Done and dusted. Spam up to the back of Jenny.
Yes,
they
it's
knew.
GMD just up in his face there. And GMD's just tapping the orb.
Yeah.
Just trolling him. Put him out their misery.
Is this trolling, or is it spending more time?
I mean, unless someone was taking a quick tea break. Right, what happened here? Oh, he just got completely blinded.
It's just a freeze.
Just a freeze frame for us to identify But
Bro,
GMD
what? I mean-
is just full blind and somehow
I feel like I'm playing
gets the
geoguessr,
kill.
man. Just trying to extrapolate from like a texture. Like what happened there?
Yeah,
I mean, maybe it was a prowler or something that essentially blinded him, like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but blinded GMD and he still got the kill. So I'm befuddled.
Yeah, who knows?
But either way,
Let's leave it.
that's a fantastic play that turns the tide of the round and possibly turns the tide of the match.
7 with this operator. I mean, the tour de force operator, whatever it is that he's got in his hands, it's enough to get these pickoffs, these opening pickoffs for them.
Every time they've smoked this, they've been trying to go catwalk. It's not been a fake very often.
Have to be aware.
Ethan, Som, they're trying to sound bait, seeing if they can pull out some utility.
push it through. Okay.
Spike down A.
The spam comes down. Now TP into the back of the site. Rossi, he's being pushed from multiple different angles. A bit of a reset there. GMD gets it. The tag, the dart finds the one player. That was a war bang onto Tex.
1 for 1.
Hazed.
We could definitely still have a match on our hands here.
Yeah.
TSM making them work for an Ascent win. It looks like TSM are going to go for...
That works.
Yeah, so I thought Boombot contact there might have triggered the haunt being thrown by GMD.
Yeah.
But they're not going to go for that. Instead, Tex is taking really aggressive positioning in A main. And NRG are just walking this one. It's just silent.
It's a real thinking man's game, this one, isn't it? Taking these long pauses. But he gets a half by the contact straight into mid. I mean, obviously, 7 still locking down these angles. He's been having a lot of impact.
He is.
He's been having a lot of impact on this defense side.
And the more that NRG try to contact on their attack, the more they're just going to walk into the op. You'd really like to be silent so that the TSM players can't get a read on when to throw their defensive utility, but you still have to use some util to push the opper off the angle.
Yeah.
So they're stuck with a rough choice. And Hayes is going to be trying to figure this one out during the eco round. Ethan with a nice kill. Going to be able to get a spike plant down here. TSM happy to play for the 4v2 retake.
Yeah. Plan available, so a bit of money for the next round. And in all likelihood, not really winnable with the state of the health that they're in. 2 health is what Hayes has got. And honestly, with the weapons as well, the Odin, you're going to see that they're just going to spam straight through these walls. Showing a lot of respect to them with the paint shells, just in case they're holding close. Horns at the top. Not able to even take it out in time just because of the sheriff, but yeah. Easily enough done. And now, Josh, we're going to start to see, I think, maybe what that timeout was about for NRG. Looking into this next round, and they've got the weapon.
It looks like these Prowlers have got his name written on it.
Yeah. Tagging him as well, so he fires off the shot before TPing back to safety. NRG, maybe a bit of pace now. Yes, they're going for the B split, working their way through. The star's going to be even down in time. The pull is there. And something else. Look at that. The Nightfall cuts across into the side. It's actually going to be tagging on a multitude of players. It's up to Rossi, though. He drops down, hiding, weaving around that box, but it's not quite enough still. 7 available. Holding into the back of the site. The swing. Beautiful stuff in NRG. It's a 1v2. Ethan feels pressured enough that he has to pop off that no command just to pressure away, because he realizes that it could still be winnable for Sabrosa. With that ult that he's got, the Cosmic Divide, might even opt to use it. That's just how important this round is.
He's not going to have an opportunity for a while, though. Here, the suppression finally disappears. Sabrosa with 1 star.
Dodges knife. He hasn't even reloaded, though. Only 9 bullets. And he has to try and take it against both of them. The Jiggle Peak.
Surely
he's
not
looking
enough.
for another player, but the double swing drops down. Spam through the box.
It's a great try. Full couldn't help him there. This is now match point for NRG.
Knife needs to get dodged, yeah, and this is everything for TSM. Series. And Tex, he's opened it up. 7 opping. It was a saving grace, honestly, on his defense side for TSM. So many times getting an opening pick that made it just that much easier for them to try and do something. But Rossi is being pressured so hard, and look, does not anticipate it. The aggression all the way through into market. Som cleanly just swinging through there. 17 health as well. A bit of spam. My word, Ethan's so close to getting that pick. And TSM, only 3 alive. Cosmic Divide is around, but they'd have to come up with something massive. They'd have to just pull off something incredible.
And the Cosmic Divide can only cut off one area. You could cut off B main, or you could cut off the people at the back. Or Sabrosa just dodges it. He still has the ult. He's going to cut off the very back of the site.
Yeah,
but those players in B main, there's still 3 of them there to contend with.
It's so hard. They're using the smoke and the pull as well, just in case they try and push through. But there we go. The C's off to the side. They know that Corey has saturated off to that one area. With the Haunt destroyed, though, a bit of counter spam running straight through. They need to regain control. Despite they've actually got it. Sabro's on 1 HP, though. He has to stick this, and he's so easily spammed. Only left alive, not enough to try and close it out. NRG take it. 13-10, the end scoreline.
Excuse me, coming over from 100 threes. Congratulations on your first official win with Team Energy here in VCT.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You know, I am curious, coming into this roster, how did the team adapt? Because you joined pretty quickly after being benched by 100 Thieves. You joined Energy, and then you guys kind of just went right into the open quals. So there really wasn't much time in between, but you did kind of keep things on the hush-hush. We didn't really see you guys play anything up until the open quals. How did the team adapt to kind of make you feel like a part of the roster and to make you shine to your fullest possibility?
Yeah, I mean, everyone on the team is obviously super well skilled, and we only had like 5 practice days before the open qual started since I joined. So yeah, you didn't see anything because we were just playing scrims all day, right? So, but yeah, everyone has been super good at like integrating me into everything, getting me caught up, because like I said, we didn't have a lot of time. So it was pretty rushed for sure.
Now, because it's rushed, you know, do you feel like you guys are playing to the max potential right now, or do you think that maybe we'll see more improvement in the coming weeks?
Yeah, I mean, definitely always improving, right? So I think right now we're still working things out. I think every team will always be working things out, right? Even if you're the best team in the world, you're always going to be improving, or at least that's the goal. So yeah.
How does the structure here at Energy compare to the structure you had at 100 Thieves? Do you feel comfortable with this team yet, or are you guys still kind of meshing together? I know that kind of blends into the last question, but curious how you personally feel you're fitting in with this roster right now.
Yeah, I mean, before I joined, I was already friends with like everybody on the team, from whether it was Valorant, CS, or just anything, right? So I already knew everybody. So that point, and me bringing me in was super easy, super fluid. Yeah, like team-wise, structure-wise, it's honestly the same as 100 Thieves. They've really invested into our team since I joined, especially. We got our coach, we have assistant coach, we got our performance coach, we got it all. So I mean, there's nothing, we're not missing anything.
You know, I think one of the things that's been on our minds all weekend long is what's going to happen with Fade. How are we going to see teams implement Fade? And this was a great case study because we saw Fade not only in map 1, but in map 2 and on both sides as well. How do you feel Fade fits in with the team's playstyle currently? And will we expect to see more of her in the coming weeks?
Yeah, probably see more of her for sure from other teams. I think this kind of agent is going to be really good when they first come out and when teams kind of haven't like figured it out completely. But I think she might phase out a little bit once people start seeing stuff, or people might start innovating and keep making new things. We never know. But I think she's pretty good in certain situations, on some maps, definitely, some more than others.
All right, well, congratulations again on the win. Wish you the best of luck moving forward, and I really look forward to the rematch potential between you guys and 100 Thieves coming in the later weeks.
Yes, sir. Thank you.